Don't do it! You can still earn income while learning how to code!
But I'm a janitor!
There's no experience required!
So earlier this week, I told you guys about
what's going on?
Serious allegations being levied against rapper Jay-Z.
What's going on?
With these claims revolving around the ongoing situation with his longtime friend P. Diddy. The claim was that back in the year 2000, Jay-Z and Diddy took turns violating a 13-year-old girl at a VMA's after party. The girl claimed she was dropped off at Radio City Music.
No way she lied, bro.
She says that she tried to VMAs, but ultimately failed.
No way she's not 13, bro. There's no way she's not 13, bro. There's no way.
And that she then approached Diddy's limo driver, who would take her to an after party thrown by Diddy himself, where she claims that she was given a mixed drink that would make her lose control of her body, and this is when she was allegedly taken advantage of. And even when I read the initial court filing, I did have some questions about how valid it really was. Like, I get that it was a different time, but to me, no one in their right mind would leave a kid in New York City unsupervised for hours on end. I also found it curious that she claims that she was under the influence of a substance that made her lose control of her body, but she somehow still had the wherewithal to get a grown man off of her by punching him in the face, and that she was able to run out of the room, out of the mansion, and retrace her way on foot back to a gas station, while presumably still under the influence and in the middle of the night. Also, the whole part where Diddy comes in and allegedly says, "You're ready to party," sounded like something out of a fan fiction more than anything else. And now this woman has actually come forward with an anonymous interview via NBC, and there is a serious lack of consistency with her story, to say the least. And before I roll the clip, I do want to try and remain as sensitive.
There's no way this bitch really try to lie her way into some money, bro. That's crazy.
Because NBC does.
I mean, then again, I don't really care because it's Diddy. It's not like disorder. It's not like I don't know, fucking Kai Cenat or some shit. So I don't care as much. It's fucking Diddy. Like, who the fuck cares about Diddy getting, or Jay-Z getting allegations, bro? No one gives a fuck as much. Like, it's kind of like expected at that point. Like, oh, you know. At least in my opinion.
As I believe they have vetted her background, and this woman has been diagnosed with autism.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time.
So yes, 25 years later, this mother from Alabama is coming forward to speak her alleged piece.
She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet, but it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
And like I've told you guys in previous videos, ever since Diddy's house was raided and he was actually detained by the authorities, you've had all these different people coming forward making allegations of criminal activity against him. I believe the total was somewhere around 120 at this point. And while I do believe a lot of those claims will be valid and they will see their day in court, I do think what will also come with that is some bad actors acting in bad faith, really just kind of looking for a payday or a settlement. And I do think that as her story kind of falls apart here in this news segment, you guys will see too that that's most likely what this was.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof juggle ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
What is she yapping about, bro? Like, I'm not even trolling. Like, what is she yapping about?
And listen, y'all, I know she's probably trying to say something really deep there about, you know, her experience with having autism. But to me, just off the bat, my initial impression of her is that this lady doesn't really speak like she's exactly within her right mind.
The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan.
Wait, why are they like believing this woman though? Like why are they not like back checking this shit? So if I go online and say, yo, I got touched by Diddy, like at 13, like it's like what? How is on? Oh, bro, how's it on the news, bro? How? I don't know. I'm just saying if she's lying. That's kind of crazy.
Come on, guys, this 5-hour drive, and then you're gonna leave a 13-year-old kid in New York City all by themselves? Like, did it take the dad 5 hours to come drive and pick her up?
Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs's limo driver, who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver, who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
This was my life before.
I generally like it's I don't know, like, why is it that like that crazy, bro?
And here's where her story really starts to fall apart, as several of the alleged witnesses in this situation all have alibis for that night, and many of them were not even in the same state.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, you know, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper, because I have a religious background. So it was just
I generally don't know what's going on, bro. This is wild. Like, there's actual shit going on in the world, and it's like it's being masked by like shit that does not matter. And I'm obviously going off the fact that she lied. Obviously, she didn't lie. This is crazy. She knows she shouldn't be getting that type of treatment at freaking 13, my guy, or any age, for example. Any person just shouldn't get that treatment. But regardless, it's like it's just wild, bro. That's wild.
something to talk about.
And so those guys are actually both members of the band Good Charlotte, and they did actually release a statement saying that they were nowhere near New York on the night of September 7, 2000. And as you can see here by an archive of their tour, they were at the Vic Theater that night in Chicago, Illinois. As you guys can see, this website also confirms that information and notes that they were touring with Eve 6 and OPM. And listen, I'm not the best at geography, guys, but Illinois, it's a pretty far away from New York just to go to a Diddy party.
At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
JC comes in and rapes me. He at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the.
After the alleged, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
That's what I'm saying. Like, did this guy have to come from 5 hours away? And don't worry, guys, we won't have to wonder because they do actually get a statement from the dad here in a little bit.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
I want to know what the dad has to say. I'll be honest. I actually really want to know what the dad has to say.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, "I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind."
And to me at that point, it's like, okay, the case is closed.
Are you serious? Not even the dad taking this serious. And bro, I don't care. Yo, there's no way. Look, I don't. There's just no way. There's no way in living mind in this world that this dad is this careless and confident in the fact that he does not recall this shit, unless he's just the worst father of all time. But it's not people going for that type of thing. So I understand shit happens, but there's just no way. There's just no way. This is not real, bro. It's not a real story. It's not a real story.
Her own father is saying he has no recollection of this event at all. So the people at the party she allegedly talked to, it's already been debunked. They weren't even in the same state. And now even her own father is saying, yeah, I don't remember that ever happening. That's like 2 out of the 3 key witnesses. I mean, the only other person would be like a gas station clerk. Oh, and I forgot the friend that dropped her off that conveniently already passed away. I mean, what 13-year-old has some sort of friend that's willing to drive them 5 hours away and drop them off somewhere? Especially one who has a mental condition. I mean, come on, guys.
When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements. "I have made some mistakes," she said. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me. The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. The accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, said, because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. This has been extremely distressing for her, to the point she has experienced seizures and had to seek medical treatment due to the stress.
Oh, man. And I know Tony Busby has been a really successful lawyer working some of the biggest cases, especially out of Houston, over the last couple of decades.
I mean, that sucks because, bro, you gotta realize, like, she has a condition. Like, regardless of, oh, you're saying those type of people can't like, you know what I mean, have opinions and shit. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they can't be, like, they're not proven true. Like, they're actually really smart, actually. They're sometimes smarter than us. But I'm just saying, I don't know, man. It's weird. It's just weird.
Said, the guy is obviously an opportunist, and he loves jumping on these high-profile cases. And I think in this instance, it seems like he just flew a little bit too close to the sun. Like, to me, even just reading the initial court document without these other witnesses coming out and saying that the story is bullshit, I already felt like her claims were really questionable, to say the least. And it was definitely not something that I felt could be, like, substantiated in court.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out than I am of being chastised by their fans.
And Jay-Z and Rock Nation, as well as his attorney, would actually put out a statement after this news piece was released, where he says, today's investigative report proves this attorney, Busby, filed a false complaint against me in pursuit of money and fame. This incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming.
This is actually wild.
Victory, not
all this is false.
This was over before
it was just some girl yapping.
Lawyer doesn't realize it
SMH,
yet,
man.
Soon. And that's apparently a statement directly from Jay-Z himself. And in a statement from his lawyer, they say, it is stunning that a lawyer would not only file such a serious complaint without properly vetting, but would make things worse by further peddling this false story.
Wow.
We're asking the court to
this man really thought he hit the home run. It was just some chicanery, man. Show some fucking bullshit.
Guys, Jay-Z has money. Jay-Z has power. And that's not just in the entertainment industry. Jay-Z actually holds a lot of political power. He's been in bed with the NFL, I believe, for close to a decade. And so now I truly do believe that we're going to see a bit of a war between him and this guy, Tony Busby. Like I told you guys before, Tony was the one who represented all those women against Deshaun Watson a couple years ago. So you know the NFL wants to fuck with him too. I mean, Deshaun Watson, he's a disgusting person. And business-wise, that was a horrendous look for the NFL. And so you know if they have the chance to like help Jay-Z stick it to Tony in this situation, they definitely will. So yeah, guys, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens in this situation, but to me, this story does seem quite frivolous at this point. Like, I don't think this accuser has a whole lot of ground to stand on. And I know that there's the saying that the truth does not matter when the lie is more entertaining than the truth itself. But it is shocking to me, the stark contrast between when Jay-Z was initially accused and people saw the headlines that he had violated this 13-year-old girl and how quickly that all spread and how much, like, hate he was receiving from all these massive pages, getting millions of impressions, millions of likes, millions of retweets. But now that this news piece has come out and it doesn't...
Yeah, it's shutting everybody the fuck up, and that's so annoying. That's annoying, bro. If you gonna put out something like actually like true, bro. This man Busby out here making people win freaking gambling shit like, yo, I bet Jay-Z's a diddler. No, he's not. He's not a diddler. My goat Jay-Z would never touch 13-year-olds, and I was proven right.
Very few people are talking.
My goat Jay-Z, you're my goat.
About it. This is being spread on a very small scale. And I'm not trying to say that Jay-Z is some saint or that he's never been involved in criminal activity or that his relationship to Diddy all these years isn't questionable, to say the least. But at least in this specific instance, this
big ass nostrils, bro.
To me.
Fuck.
But either way, I do want to know what you guys think about it down below. Obviously, we will continue to follow the Diddy timeline, so y'all make sure you subscribe. But either way, I do want to thank you guys for watching today's video.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to Ignitah, bro. Holy shit.
But as you guys know, it's been your boy, the Tan Superman, and some other court...
Like and subscribe before Ignitah invites you to the Ignitah party.